Hello. Oh, I guess I'm recording. Excuse me. Well, this is a little bit of an update on the file. It's the file named interest rates in the data retrieval, and I'll put it in addition. I'll put it to the download from the internet, I guess. Yeah, that's where I'll put it. Should be some better place. There should be almost something called databases, but so here's how it works. You get the data from the mainly from the St. Louis Fed, in fact, exclusively, and then you put all the data in one kind of database using the match, indirect, and index, and then we're going to have some graphs. So let's look at the graphs. So we have data for a single graph, a double graph, and if we want let's say we want the triple B credit spread, okay? Here's what I think it really should have. Let's move this damn thing. I don't know where to put this. Maybe over here. Okay, and I think it should say what the last value is. So let's just fix that so we can see kind of what the triple B credit spread is. I a lot of times say, well, the credit spread on a project finance or a typical loan is a triple B kind of loan, so that's why I think this is so important. Although right now the credit spread is pretty high, at least according to them. Now, if we look at a double B credit spread, we can do the same thing. Had an enormous, of course, spike in 2008, like with everything, and then we can see what the spreads are. So let's just fix the title now. Of course, when you make a title, you can just link it to the graph as long as you click on the box and go into that. So I don't know what I said just now. Let's just put over here a final value. Now to get the final value, you can just use a lookup. I'm starting to really believe in lookup more than match and index sometimes because if you do it efficiently, so we just take the end date, and since this column is in order, we can just then get the final value, okay, which is 4.34, and then we put a end bracket. So now we can just change our graph, click on that, put an equal sign, and get our data from the single graph, which I call the graph title. And, oops, and maybe we want the final value to show up on a separate line. All we would do then is go to this one right here, and right in front of it press alternate and enter, and we get kind of the final value. So Merrill Lynch adjusted. Oops, why did it say two final values? Just a minute. Okay, that was supposed to say Merrill Lynch. Oh, did I move it? I don't know what I just did, but okay. I suppose that's not that bad of a thing. Okay, so I think that improves the graph a little bit. Now the other thing we're going to do. So, oh shit.
What?
Okay, I apparently can have a little piece here. The so that's the one for the single graph. For the double graph, I did a similar thing. So I put the final value. What should we do here? Well, let's compare the how about we'll compare the overnight LIBOR with the 10-year swap rate. Okay, and I say 10-year swap rate, and I hope I didn't do that on purpose, but now we can see kind of what the current values are for both of them and get the better graphs. Now I'm going to make one other change to this program. Okay. I hope you like the program. I suppose over here we could put both the values, but I'm going to leave that for now. You know what happens in this one, we have a break and then all of these things get read in. Now here's the problem. We just, when we read them in, we do a text to columns, you know, in the data thing. We go to text to columns, but you know what you don't really want to do, the problem is it does it for the whole thing. So we have to put back these. So what we have to do is go to column A and find the minimum value in column A. Okay, so the first thing, so, and then once we put the minimum value in, we just kind of add these back up together. We just use an AND statement to add them back up together, and then delete the rest of the column. So let's just show you how to do that quickly. So let's make that fix into this file. So you just go to the reading of one series, which is really a pretty simple kind of thing, isn't it? You remember where you are, how many sheets you have, you assign, and you go to the URL, read the URL, assign it to a temporary book, and then you copy it and close the book. But right here, when we do this, we can, I suppose, go to worksheets function, dot minimum, and you put range A colon A, and you have to assign that to some variable. Okay, and put another thing. So we have min date or something, and then we want to find what the row for the min date is. Row start, data row start. How's that? Is equal to, and then we'll just do a match worksheet function dot match. Okay, just like you would do anyway, and put a colon A. Now I'm just making this a capital letter. Okay, and then we can clear. So the first thing is find the row number for the get the minimum date. Find row number. Of course, you know, when I do this, it's hard sometimes, you know, and then we can put it like this, and then let's do for row equal 1 to min data row start. How about minus 1? That should be, and then for call equal 1, let's just go to about 20. Okay, and then cells row comma 1 equals cells row comma 1 plus, let's get, you know, cells, row, and let's put a space in there. Row, comma, column. So what will that do? And I think we better start with column 2. And then what we need to do is get rid of what was left there. Row, comma, col. And then we put next column, row. Okay, and I think that will do it. So once we've done this, I'm saving the sheet. And then I'm going to, so if we want to update all of this, so really this part of this video is simply about updating, and then we just press get all series, and of course I made a typo, and then we see how it's working. Okay, and I'm going to switch it off until we're finished. Okay, so now when you do this, you have kind of what the description of all these things is. Okay, so let's go back to perhaps how about the AA credit spread. It describes this data represents the whatever option adjusted. Okay, you can read it. I'm not just showing you kind of how it works. And then now let's just put our credit spreads in. Let's put a AAA, triple B versus a credit spread. Okay. And the current credit spread now is about 2.07. Okay, I've just updated it, which seems a little more reasonable. And the single A is 1.17. Okay, and maybe I want the triple B, double B credit spread, so we can compare those. And we get the 3.81. Okay, enough of that video.